وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. All protocols observed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wish I were here from the beginning of the program so that I actually heard what was being said all along, because mine is not a topic, rather it is a sort of remark, a concluding remark. And someone who will make a concluding remark ought to hear all that was said earlier. But when I came here, I only had two papers, one presented in French, which I knew very little about, and another in English by one Dr. Qasim Mohammadi. And the concluding remarks by Comrade Shawari. Mine also is a sort of concluding remark. It will not be a summary of what was all been said, and I will only quickly remind us of very few points. One is this is a sort of ceremony marking the 25th July incident in Zaria, which occurred 12 years ago. Last Saturday was exactly 25th July, and we carried out a celebration at the last resting place of most of those who were killed. Out of the 34 killed, 31 of them were buried in what we call House of Mercy, Dar Rahma. Of course, it is a name of a village very close to the place. It's called in Hausa Gidar Rahama. And when we purchased the land near the place, we said it's a very good name. That's Gidar Rahama, means House of Mercy. And so we see we call this the Garden of House of Mercy. In Arabic, Jannat Dar Rahma. So it should call in short Dar Rahma. 31 out of the 34 killed were buried there. Two other brothers, their families opted to bury them in their own places, even though they allow us to conduct funeral prayer for them. And the last one, when Julius Anyao, a Christian and an Igbo man, was buried in his hometown, somewhere in Abia State. And we had the representation of Pastor Yohana Buru, who is ABUJA, who is the Wazir of Ubuntu, Dr. Isa Wazir is Wazir of Ubuntu, at a town in the southern part of Kaduna. So some other, about 5 of them, was one Dora who is late now. From where there, about 12 of them represented us in his funeral, which took place some months after the event. It occurred in the last Friday of Ramadan of that year, 1435, I think, 1435 Hijri. And it coincided with July 25th, 2014. It has to be understood that International Quds Day, which is the last day of April, the last Friday of April Ramadan, was declared by late Ayatollah Ruhollah al-Khomeini immediately after the success of the Islamic Revolution in 1979. And the first celebration took place in 1980. And we have the honor of doing that celebration in a hall in the university there. And it took 1980, 81, 80 through 83 were all celebration only in a hall like this. But from 1984, we started the first march outside the campus. So when I say the first Quds Day demonstration took place in 1984. The one they decided to attack in 2014 was the 33rd. For 33 years continuously we have been marking it. And all it normally goes without even. Of course, in 2009, they attacked the Quds Day in Zaria and they killed two people, one Abdurrahman Isa and one Isa Muhammad. Two of them were martyred. And one of them, Abdurrahman Isa was the first to be buried in that Dar Rahama. First martyred to be buried in that. He was in fact the first person to be buried in Dar Rahama. And the Isa Muhammad, his own people required to take him to his own village, somewhere near Jaji, between Zaria and Kaduna. But all have always been a peaceful demonstration. It starts from one end and ends in another with speeches and prayers, and people will disperse. And it has been going on for all those years, over 30 years. But somehow, on the 25th July 2014, suddenly soldiers appeared. Soldiers, not policemen. Soldiers appeared and they simply opened fire. And they took some alive, and then they took them to barrack and tortured them to death. And some of them, they have been handicapped up to today. So 40 days after that incident, we celebrated the 40th day. Incidentally, there were some people came for the celebration of the birthday of Imam Rida, which coincided with the 40th day, and it was a big event, and the year after we also celebrated in the same Dar al-Rahma, and also here in Abuja, with exhibition and speeches similar to that has taken place today. And one of the speakers, Ebenezer Oyeteke, was one of those who gave speech that day also. Now this year, it so happened that we decided to do it in Dar al-Rahma. And exhibition could have taken place on 26, but we are still in Zaria. And this is the first time I was in Zaria also for this celebration, since the last time when it took place in 2015. And as you know, when about 1.5 years after that incident, they decided that they were going to deal with us once and for all. Kill everybody and simply hear nothing. Everything would be silent, because they would now ask, whatever they call us, what they call us, I don't know what they call us, they go shites or any. They would say, where are the shites, all troublemakers? They say they are all gone, all killed. Men, women, children, all of them killed, and then they will hear silent. That was their dream. We will gather also on the 12th of December to commemorate 12 years after the Zaria massacre, in which they killed over 1,000 people in 3 days. This is not the time to speak about it. We are talking about Quds Day in particular. Quds Day, that is the International Quds Day. After the revolution, Imam Khomeini made a foresight. See that hitherto people used to think that there was a nation called Israel, and that nation consists of people called Jews, the so-called chosen people of God. I don't know which God. And they are surrounded by Arabs who continue to terrorize them, and they will not let them live in peace. The Arabs have about 25 countries, but the Jews have only one, But yes, they will not allow that one Jewish country to live in peace. All those who fight that Jewish country were called terrorists. And other people used to see the matter as conflict between two religions or two nations, Arabs and Jews, and specifically Palestinians and Israelis. So it's none of their concern. For example, in Nigeria, so what is our concern? We are neither Israelites nor Palestinians. So it's a conflict between two nations, Israel and Palestine. Other Arab nations were sympathetic to Palestine because they are Arabs, and we here we are not Arabs. So it's none of our business. That's the view. A lot of people used to see the incident in concerning Palestine. But things changed after the Islamic Revolution of Iran. The matter of Palestine was internationalized. It was not called International Palestinian Day, but International Quds. Quds is a sacred place of worship, revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. That's what the Quds. Quds is a city. It's the city called Jerusalem. All right. That city is in the Quran. It said. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا. Glory be to Allah who took his servant as a messenger of Allah from the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca to Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem, so that and he described it, which we have blessed the surrounding of that area has been blessed, so that God Almighty will show him his own signs. So it is revered by Jews, Christians, and Muslims, and all of them used to make pilgrimage to that place. Before the creation of Israel, Muslims used to go after every Hajj. They go to Hajj to Mecca and Medina, and then they go to Jerusalem. That's called Jerusalem. That's how they call it. Otherwise, we call it Quds. That Quds means holy. Quds city means holy city. That's what it's called in Arabic. That's what we call it also. So whenever it is Hajj time, which is once in every year, they will go to Hajj in Mecca and Medina, and then finally they will go to the city, the holy city of Quds, before they go back to their respective homes, until the creation of Israel, which Israelites now with false narration. No false narration. The false narration is they were chosen by God, and the land was given to them, and then they were asked by that God, I don't know who that God is, to kill everyone in that area except themselves. And who are these who formulate this idea of Zionism? They are not Jews. They are not Israelites. The Azarian people. They have no blood of Abraham in their veins, and they are not practicing Jewish religion. Most of them, in fact, over 90% of them are atheists. They don't even believe in God. I have just in a clip I said it. Someone was saying he was telling a truth about so-called Israel, that let anybody check and find by himself. He can Google, he can search and see it, that those Zionists, they are not Jews. They are not Israelites of the Bible. They have no connection whatsoever. These are white supremacists. The idea is they want to dominate the world, and then they have the saying that whoever dominates areas between Mediterranean Sea and Persian Gulf. Whoever controls that area will control the whole world. So their aim is to have a nation of white supremacists in that area. And then Zionists are not part of any religion. They can be found among Christians and even Muslims. There are Muslim Zionists. Even in Nigeria we have Muslim Zionists. They are Zionists, but they are so Muslims. Some of them are even emirs, but they are Zionists. We have Christian Zionists and Muslim Zionists, Arab Zionists, African Zionists. Zionism is a invented political ideology of controlling the world. It isn't a religion at all. Even though they took some symbols of Jewish religion and called themselves Jews. They liked to be called Jews. I remember in my letter to the Home Secretary of United Kingdom, one day I was banned from, I was excluded from going to Britain because according to them I was anti-Semite. This word which has no meaning, absolutely no meaning at all. They say, according to legend, I would say legend or folklore, invented that they say that Prophet Noah, has 3 sons, Sam, Ham, and Japheth. And according to them, all people who are children of, after the flood, were children of Noah, which is not true. And then these people, Sam is blessed by Noah, and Ham was casted by Noah, and Japheth were neither blessed nor casted. So they said the people divided into 3. The chosen people were sons of Sam. Then they said the black people are sons of Ham. That's what is written in the Bible. We are not sons of Ham at all. We have nothing to do with Ham. We are a people like any other. We don't belong to the Hamitic tribe. That's black people. And then, according to them, that when Noah casted his son Ham, he said, your children would be slaves to the sons of Sam. And that's why they use that folklore to take Africans and enslave them in America, because they believe that black people are sons of Ham. Anyway, this I explained this last Saturday in my speech in Hausa. Now, Zionism, I know someone have dealt with that topic. Zionism is an invented political ideology to control the world. It has nothing to do with Jewish religion. And there are Jews, if you search, you will see there are Jews who are against Zionism, who are against Israel. They don't accept it. They say their religion has been hijacked and misused to foster a sort of ambition to control the world. And this man who was making this comment says, search and find out. Majority of them are atheists. And he said, do you know that Israel is the capital of world abortion? The law in Israel allow a woman to abort a child as long as he was not born. Even the day of birth, if she decides she can kill the child in her home, it's no offense. It's an offense only if she killed him after giving birth to him. But before he's given birth to, even by minutes, he can be killed. So everyone who wants to stand for election, he will be pro-abortion. So it's the capital city of abortion in the whole world. He said also, find out, you can Google and find out, search. Tel Aviv is the capital city of homosexuality in the whole world. And from the inception of Israel in 1948 to date, they have killed over 5 million Palestinians. This is genocide. But all through, nobody cares. They just think that it is they have the right to do it. They are the people, all the people who go above the law, and nobody says anything. You dare not say anything. If you say what they are doing is wrong, they say you're anti-Semite. I was telling you about my letter to Home Secretary. I said there's a difference between Judaism as a religion and Zionism as an invented ideology. The two are different things. I am against Zionism, but not against Jews. They said if you say I'm against Jews, if I'm against any religion, I will be against Christianity, because we live with Christians in Nigeria, but to the best of my knowledge, there is not a single Jew in Nigeria. There are Zionists, I say, but no Jews. So ask Christian leaders about me. Ask Christian leaders, Nigerian Christian leaders about me, and you will hear words of praise. We are not anti any religion. We are anti-oppression. So Quds Day was internationalized by late Imam Khomeini. It was made international. It was Imam Khomeini that exposed those these hidden parts, that Zionism is different thing from Judaism. Judaism is a religion, but Zionism is not. All right? And then we are in support of those who are oppressed, whether they be Palestinians or anywhere, Rohingya, Moro, anywhere. You see, we stood with the indigenous of South Africa and the apartheid. And Zionism is the worst type of apartheid, because in South Africa they did not allow blacks to vote, but in the so-called Israel, which was Palestine before 1948, the idea is no Palestinian is supposed to exist. See the difference? They are not supposed to exist at all. They say that God has given them that land, and that God has asked them to kill everybody in that land. And it's written in there. They have written it in their book that they have been asked to kill everyone in that land. Consider, can you think of a merciful God giving a tribe a land and asking that tribe to kill anybody in that land? Even animals, God will not ask them to kill. But that's a false narration. So Quds affair was internationalized. People now come to realize that it is not an issue between a nation called Palestine and a nation called Israel. There is no nation called Israel. It doesn't exist at all. There was a Palestinian state and a Palestinian nation. And Zionists went and occupied it. They occupied it and killed the people in that area. They changed the name of towns and villages. What do they call Tel Aviv? It was Jaffa before. It was a town called Jaffa. They killed everybody, and except those whom they confined to a place called Gaza. The people in Gaza mostly are refugees. The people in West Bank are mostly refugees. They belong to all the area used to be known and called Palestine. And more Palestinians are refugees in Lebanon, Jordan, and all over the world. And still they are hunting them to kill everywhere. So Lebanon, Palestine is a nation which has been displaced by Zionists, not Jews. And they occupy their land, and they have the right to kill them and own the land. That's what they say. And this should be known to all and sundry, that there is nothing like Israel. It doesn't exist. If the Israel in history was totally different from the Israel. In history, there was once upon a time a nation called Israel. It existed before, but it's nowhere now. The people, it was not Palestinians that displayed them. They dispersed by themselves to all nooks and corners. And if it is true that there was what they call it,
what happened in Germany, in Hitler's Germany, Holocaust. If there was anything called Holocaust, should the Palestinians pay for it? If the West is sympathetic to Jews that have been killed by Hitler in Germany, they should give them a place to live. There is Alaska is there. This is sparsely populated. They can give them Alaska. They can go and live there in peace. Why should they take somebody's own land and kill him? Why? Why should Palestinians pay? And this idea of International Quds Day was become to be known, and people take part in it, and the narration started changing. And even in the Arab world, in Africa, and Latin America, and even in the northern hemisphere, in Europe and North America, people who participate in Quds Day celebrations every Friday, last Friday of Ramadan, include Muslims, Jews, and Christians. There are Jews who are not Zionists, and they participated in it. You can check there. They have their aside. There is Unkusa, NU, USA, NU, sorry, NKUSA.org. They have aside, they participate in Quds Day. They are Jews. Even today I have seen some clips of them having demonstration in London that they are Jews with all this. You immediately see their attire, you know they are Jews. They are not in support of the massacre of Palestinians, and they are in support of free Palestine. They shouted free Palestine, and they hold the flag of Palestine and the flag of Iran. Now, this is a result of internationalization of Quds Day. All right, it was internationalized, and in no time it becomes so apparent than the last 3 years, since the 7th October 2020. Is it 2023? Yes. Since 7th October 2023, it became well known. This massacre that took place against Palestinian people, over 75,000 people, nearly 100,000 people were killed, and they destroyed schools, mosques, churches, universities, everything. Destroyed everything, and this is the time. This is not the ancient time when nobody will see. They destroy Nyapa to create Tel Aviv. Nobody could see it because at that time you have to mount camera and start taping. But now everyone has his camera in his pocket. Now everyone can see what is happening in Gaza. Gaza has opened the mind and source. Eyes and minds of people about that perpetual massacre and perpetual aggression against a nation called Palestine. And it became well known who is the aggressor. The false narration now started to fade away. The culprit presented himself as victim. They used to say they are victims of terrorists. Now everyone knows they are the worst terrorists in the world. Now they have lost the sympathy of everyone, and their supporter and the United States of America come to their always. They didn't even accept that there was a massacre. They ignore everything they did, and then come their dream. Their only obstacle to the establishment of Greater Israel is the Islamic Republic of Iran, and they have been trying all along that the United States and Western Europe should attack and destroy Iran for them. This last June they tried. June last year, they attacked Iranian nuclear installations, and the Iranian response in what was called 12-day war. The 12-day war, since the fifth day, they were begging for ceasefire. Otherwise, Israel would be no more. They were begging for ceasefire, 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 until finally they got one. They are now trying to say it is because US and Europe have not joined. Otherwise, they would have almighty US with the army, the military that is most powerful in the whole world. If they intervene, they will have finished Iran. So this time around, end of February this year, they practice their own dream. Within 4 days, they will finish Iran. They attack. If killing Ayatollah meant to change the leadership, what is the meaning of killing about 175 school children, all of them girls, between age of 6 and 12? What is the meaning? Are they also a threat to the US? Are they part of the leadership? This exposed their intention to destroy the Islamic Republic of Iran. That was it. And in what their dream of 4 days. How many months now? 5 months with no end. They are nowhere to destruction of Iran. So the dream of creating of greater Israel is in illusion. It will never happen. It will never ever happen. And then it exposed this all-powerful US, the invincible army, the most powerful military in the whole world. Those who could do anything they want. They invaded this, destroy Libya and kill Gaddafi, destroy Iraq and kill Saddam. Now they captured Syria and sent Bashar to exile. They are now busy, in the Sudan, and then they have stolen the leader of Venezuela, was hijacked, and then they were bragging that the oil belonged to them. Now it remains the Islamic Republic of Iran. A matter of 4 days they will finish. Now after 5 months they have done nothing. They have been defeated, but they do not want to accept defeat. But everyone knows that US has been defeated, and the defeat will have to be obvious. Obvious, soon, very soon, inshallah. Now, those who support this genocidal nation called Israel have now come to realize, so all through the US and Western Europe has been backing these atrocities, and they know what was happening. So all the way it was just in the interest of this tiny nation, which it is an ideology that controls the world. It was in its own interest that they are doing all that we are doing. They don't consider Africa as anything. It is a place where they come and take words for free. All right. Coming to Quds Day. Quds Day is a day which we saw not only show solidarity with the Palestinians who are oppressed, but a day which we say that we are against oppression of any kind, anywhere in the world. We are in support of justice and against oppression, anywhere in the world, be it in Palestine or anywhere. Now, these people now come with different methods to fight us. One of their way is now to sow discord among people, and I think they succeeded here. They are succeeding in dividing the people. along ethnic group or against along religious group. They tell you that you are North and South, you are Christian and Muslims, and you are Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, you are this and that, fight for us, and we will come and take the resources. That's all. This is their own making. It was very clear that all those terrorist groups that have been created here and there in the name of Islamic religion, they were created by Israel. They compare, and US of course. Whether it is called ISIS, ESWA, Boko Haram, whatever nonsense they call it. It is their own creation. And those who do not understand, and understand, this incident has opened the minds of so many people. But there are still those who have been brainwashed to believe that this is Islam, this Muslims are this Muslims are that, this Ayatollah are that. Now they have seen, if they care to see. They believe that people in Iran do not like their government. They do not like their leader. They have seen how when they kill him, they saw how the people came out to show their love for him. They have seen how when he was buried, they have seen millions of people that participated in his funeral. It's estimated to be about 43 million people across 5 cities in 2 countries, the like of which has never been seen in history of mankind. Now people come to realize who are the terrorists, who are oppressors. Yeah, it's obvious if you care to understand. Now with their own voice here, whenever we gather, they think that they will have to kill us. 12 years ago, they sent their soldiers and they opened fire on all this, and we challenge them. We are still making that challenge. We know that you are perfect. These people, these Zionists, they don't even consider you as human beings. They don't consider you as human beings. Okay, you support them blindly. They ask your soldiers to come and kill us, they will come and kill. We have a challenge for you. If you support Israel, don't attack us when we support Palestine. Simple. Set aside a day in support and solidarity with Israel. And come out en masse, and we will never say don't do it. You have the right to do it. But why attack us when we come in support of Palestinians? Why? With gun. Why kill? We have a day to show solidarity with Palestine. Set aside a day, not last Friday of Ramadan, any other day you wish. Let it be Israel Day. And all support of Israel should come out and show their support. We will never say to them, don't do it. We will say you have the right. You can do it. We will not go against you. You have that freedom. Now, there is something I read in social media. I don't know whether it is true. Some social media, you can truth and falsehood. You can get all sorts of things there. Now, at one time when Yemen blocked the Red Sea against all ships going to the Zionist state, US and UK bombarded Yemen. You know what that has happened. And Yemen didn't care. Whenever US want to put you to capitulate, they send their carrier ship near your border. If they send carrier ship near a border with Nigeria around Lagos or Port Harcourt, you find that those in the villa will surrender immediately. Now they sent that carrier, and Yemen attacked it, and they have to run away. The Yemenis do not care. They are not fighting to live. They want to fight to die. In the end of the day, US and UK have to go by one side through negotiation and get Yemen to open the Bab al-Mandab, not by military force. Now they send, someone has spoken about Strait of Hormuz. I don't want to speak about that. You know, Strait of Hormuz, when it was closed by Iran, US did everything it could to open it, but it could not. It wanted European support, but the Europeans did not support them. In fact, the last Prime Minister of Britain said they will go behind US. And Trump said, what is the need? It means after we open it successfully, you will come. They want to push US and France in front because they fear. No, Europe, even Japan has no military at all. Nobody was ready to help US to open Strait of Hormuz. Now, when Yemen now close, when Saudi Arabia attacked Yemen and closed its airspace, it closed the Bab al-Mandab for Saudi ships only Saudi ships. And now Saudis are looking for someone to help them to open the Bab al-Mandab. I heard in social media, I don't know that it is true. They said that Saudis have invited Nigeria to join them. Is it true? I don't know. I don't know. Look, US and UK, they ran away. And now you are going to support. I heard someone say, okay, be ready with all air defense because Iranian and Yemeni missiles will be coming. They will make ABUJA Gaza. Which air defense? Which one? Iron Dome, THAAD, David Slim, Patriot, all have been destroyed by Iran. Okay, I hope it's not true. But if it is true, at least when France pressured Tinubu to send army to fight our kings and queens in Niger, at least he has followed constitutional procedure by writing a letter to the Senate, and the Senate rejected. I hope he will now write, if it is true, to the Senate that he wants to send Nigerian soldiers to help Saudi Arabia to open Bab al-Mandab. And I'm sure that the Senate will never approve it. If he makes the mistake of evading the Senate and going it by himself, then he's only sending our sons to go and be killed for nothing. I hope it is not true. I really read it in social media. I don't know whether it is true. But Nigeria should not make that mistake. It's none of our business. They prevented Saudi ships from passing, not any other ship. You have oil, you can export it through Atlantic. What is their business with Bab Mandab? You are not even close to the Red Sea. What is your business? I don't know whether it is true, but I hope it is not true. You know, because social media takes a lot of, they say a lot of things, but it's true. They have to act wisely. And I will have to warn Abu Alaba, don't make that mistake. As you are sleeping, the missile will drop. Don't involve us in a war which is not ours. Saudi Arabia, why did Saudi Arabia attack Yemen? They close their space. They say, your ship will not pass until when you open our space. That's simple. And in the end of the day, they have to negotiate with Yemen. And Yemen will allow them to their ship to pass. That is all. It's none of their business. Okay. Finally, I was making remarks, but I took too much of your time. we have, one has to understand that this war is a kind of fight between truth and falsehood, between oppressors and the oppressed. And you have to be in the right side of history. Choose which side you should be. We are in complete support of those who are oppressed, and we will continue to do it. Now right now we are in the process of symbolic trek to show solidarity with the families of the Prophet that have been killed during in the day of Ashura. We have celebrated Ashura peacefully. I don't know whether these people who always ask you to shoot, you will be ready to shoot again. I don't know. But in the next 5 days, we will block Abuja. We are coming. A large number with black clothes to show our solidarity with the oppressed. And that, if anything, it shows that there are people who show solidarity with oppressed, and we are not in support of any oppression of any kind. We are not against any religion or any group or anybody. We are in support of the oppressed and against the oppressors. And oppression will not continue. This country will not continue as it is. Surely there will be a change. And we hope, inshallah, we and all of you will be part of that change. Coming soon. Wassalamu alaikum.
wanda ake gana suna musu shi ne gwamnan wanda ke da lokacin da ya kawo da gaskiya wannan kuma jirgin ne da wasu da kasashen wani jami'ai a wancan lokacin
sai wasu kone gida ne ma da akwai sa hannun mutane akwai littafi na sa hannun mutane amma abubuwan hannun mutane sun sa hannun a wani kawai littafi an kawo wani na sa hannun ma ya cika maki amma dai kuma sun yana na zaune su kowa
sai wannan bangaren falasini wanda a kan su gaba ɗaya ma ya zama shi ne suka rasa wasu da yanayin zalunci da ake musu kala makamun da ake musu amfani da shi da yadda aka fara zuwa da kuma wannan mun ɗauki da ya kada masu daga cikin makamun da ake musu amfani da shi ba su nuna wanda shi ne da ya cikin sabu da ya wanda aka samu a shi gaba da duniya inda aka amfani da normal plate shi in ya samu da shi yana zama ya karya da shi wannan plate ɗin aka amfani da shi yana zama ya lalata wurin da aka harba ke nan kamar yadda ake yi da wannan wadda sai da cikin mutanen marasa yadda aka musu mafi wannan kudin sai dai cikin musu kama wanda kuma kaɗan da cikin ƙananan yare wanda ake azantar da su da yi cikin yaran sai wannan da wani manyan mutane da su zama su
Mulkwani da sai magana a kan rashin da ce ba da
a yayi magana kan
shi mandala ya magana sosai amma da cewa sa Palestine ta zama na faruwa insha Allah
ya shuhada kun ba dari a tafarkin rab ya zama fansa daga kalmar la ilaha illallah
ya shuhada kun ba dari a tafarkin rab ya zama fansa daga kalmar la ilaha illallah
baya ba shakka da imani muka yi harka gwamnati lallai ta yi hauka ta haɗa hanya da amurka bakin bindiga kodinka baya canza tunaninka da imani da yarjewa mutuwa ba za mu ji tsoro ba
ya shuhada ba da rai a tafarkin rab ya zama fansa daga kalmar la ilaha illallah